Hi everyone, welcome back to the Movie Reviewers 100. My name is Scott, also known as CineRam. I do the Thursday reviews here on this collab channel, and we've had a busy week off of YouTube. We've only had a couple of videos posted this week for Laurence Fishburne week, but we have a new Facebook fan page, which is the best place to comment and give us feedback and what have you, because of the Google Plus infestation is making it harder for people to comment and interact on YouTube. So everyone head on over to Facebook. Unless, of course, you're already there. You're watching this video on Facebook, then welcome. Yeah, like I said, not a real busy week on the channel. We've only had one other video. Al did a review of The Matrix, which, of course, is Laurence Fishburne's most popular movie. I guess a lot of people have had stuff going on outside of the internet. I know James certainly has. Pleased to report, for those of you who were wondering, James's family is doing great, so that's awesome. And I'm sure that we'll have a lot of videos for you next week, which is Christopher Walken. I know that people are already getting really excited about that. That's starting tomorrow. But I'm wrapping up Laurence Fishburne week, and I wanted to take this opportunity to talk about one of the few movies in which Laurence Fishburne's played the main character, which is Deep Cover. Normally I see him in supporting roles. That's what I remember most about his films. You know, Ethan Hunt's boss in Mission Impossible 3, Morpheus in The Matrix, of course. Prior to Deep Cover, he was in Boys in the Hood, the John Singleton film, in which he played Cuba Gooding Jr.'s dad, Furious Styles. I love that name, Furious Styles. He also was in other Spike Lee movies like School Days and Higher Learning. Prior to Boys in the Hood, he was in Quicksilver with Kevin Bacon, and he was one of the cops trying to bust Christopher Walken in King of New York. And of course, he played a very, very young soldier in Apocalypse Now, the Francis Ford Coppola Vietnam picture. But he's not limited to supporting roles, of course. I just checked his IMDb page, and he's played the lead role in Hoodlum, which is another film by the Deep Cover director Bill Duke, and Event Horizon, the sci-fi horror picture, and Bad Company with Ellen Barkin. It's a movie about con artists. But when I think of Laurence Fishburne, I always jump to Deep Cover because, again, it's like the first time I'd seen him play a lead character. He's a police officer who's still in uniform when he's recruited by Charles Martin Smith to go undercover and work his way up the drug chain to try and bust the top guys. There's a lot of really good scenes in this movie, a lot of good character actors. Jeff Goldblum is the most prominent one. I've been a longtime fan of Jeff Goldblum, and it's rare to see him play a non-geeky, non-somewhat awkward character. You know, normally he's playing a scientist or a mathematician, or, you know, just the least sexually active member of a group of people, like in The Big Chill. He's actually quite the ladies' man, I understand, which is kind of strange to think about. But he's a lawyer. Goldblum plays a lawyer who's working for some of the top drug guys in Los Angeles, and so Laurence Fishburne is going to try and get into business with him and then work his way up the food chain and bust the top guys. It's rare to see Goldblum play a scary character, but he actually is, in a few moments in this movie, kind of intimidating. Of course, there's other characters that are worse than him, but he's still one of the bad guys. And he has this plan to create a synthetic version of cocaine, a slightly tweaked chemically version of cocaine that doesn't have a lot of the unpleasant side effects, and he's going to flood the market with it, and he's just going to dominate. So Laurence Fishburne kind of becomes his partner. So in the meantime, he's got to, you know, gather evidence on everyone, and he's got to deal with a cop played by Clarence Williams III, who thinks that he's an actual drug dealer when he's not. But of course, once he starts running short on money and he needs more funds from the police department, Charles Martin Smith, his boss, tells him, well, you know, our funds are kind of limited. I suggest you start dealing for real. And Laurence Fishburne's like, oh no, this is terrible. But he gets into the persona and the role very, very quickly. He gets a really nice apartment and some great suits and a great car. And he's really starting to live the life in the process of trying to gather evidence on these guys. And he sort of, at a certain point, kind of forgets about his role as a cop and is mostly concerned about getting his business running well and making sure that he's safe from other dealers who are competing with him and that kind of thing. It sort of takes over his life. And there's a line late in the movie which is just perfectly sums up everything. He says, all this time I thought I was a cop, pretending to be a drug dealer, but I'm nothing but a drug dealer pretending to be a cop. Chong is also in this movie. She is a woman who Goldblum has some business with. She runs an art gallery, and she ends up getting involved with Laurence Fishburne. I'm sorry I can't remember any of the characters' names. It's been actually a couple of months since I saw it. I actually found there were a whole bunch of rental stores in Chicago that didn't have it. I looked all over for this movie, and I found one place that had a copy, so I rented it and watched it that week. And 2 weeks later, the store was closed and the copy was gone. I'm like, I'm so glad I watched that movie when I did, because it's been years since I've seen it. It came out in 1992. The director, Bill Duke, is an actor who you probably will recognize from movies like Predator and Payback with Mel Gibson. He's been in a few different movies, but he's actually quite a prolific director as well. I wasn't aware of that. He's directed a few films, Hoodlum, which Laurence Fishburne starred in. Let's see what else. Sister Act 2, Back in the Habit. But he's done lots of television mostly. He's done lots and lots of episodic television. Yeah, it's a real good movie. I like Laurence Fishburne as an actor, and it's really good to see him take center stage in a film like this. He's just like, very, very cool. He's just, he gets in a lot of trouble, of course, during the course of the picture. But yeah, it's a really good movie. And kind of hard to find now, I guess, at this point. But it's definitely worth checking out if you get the chance to. It's really, really good, very stylish film, and yeah, good all in all. And as I said, we were going to be doing Christopher Walken next week, so please tune in for that, and check the link below for our new Facebook page. You'll be able to suggest themes and topics, comment in our videos. It's a lot easier to do it there than it is on YouTube now, due to the Google Plus infestation. So we hope to see you over there. Thanks very much for watching, and we'll see you again real soon. Bye.